What is up here from YouTube? Thank you for tuning in here on episode 12 of The Carl Show. I am Carl. Good to have you guys with us today. Um, this probably will be a short video since, a lot of things going on in the world of sports, just football related. Basketball is starting up. As we're going into the first month, ending the first month. Hockey is up and going. Of course, baseball finished last week with the Red Sox winning the World Series. Already some free agent moves. Right now, there ain't been any free agent moves per se, but Clayton Kershaw has re-signed with the Los Angeles Dodgers on a 3-year, $93 million deal. Bryce Harper is looking at either the Cardinals or the Braves as a possible landing spot. Manny Machado is looking at the Yankees as a possible landing spot. So we'll keep our eye on a couple of the free agents. Also, 2 firings already in the NHL as the Los Angeles Kings let their head coach go this past week. And after 10 seasons and 3 Stanley Cup titles, the Chicago Blackhawks have fired Dan Quenneville off to a slow start this year. Blackhawks, since that Stanley Cup win over Tampa Bay a few years ago, steadily have gone downhill, so they were going to make the change there. So, I did go out and vote today. Hopefully you did vote for your Senate and governor races in the states that you are in. It's important to go out there and make our voice be known. A lot of people say that, well, vote in this, voting that. I say just do it. Vote. It's our only, I've said it before, it's our only right to make a change. It's our only voice we have, so let's exercise it. But I do get why people sometimes are hesitant about doing it. So that's just what I'll have to say about that. So like I said, this will probably be a short video, maybe 6-7 minutes long, just because of what's been going on the past week. What's been going on with me, real quick, I will say that we are in the month of November, so this is actually my favorite time of the year. Thanksgiving, Christmas, get to spend time with family. I will be doing a side video like I usually do once a month, and that'll be some random thing. I think the topic this month will be my favorite Thanksgiving memories. I was going to do like a top 5. I was like, I don't really want to do a countdown. I just want to talk about a couple of Thanksgivings that have meant a lot to me personally, and I've been in different locations, but I don't want to get into that. That's just a preview coming. Look for that probably within the next week or so, because holidays coming up and everything, the Thanksgiving week and everything. I just think it would be easier to get it out before Thanksgiving comes out, so that'll be done. All right, as we look at the college football, last week I got 4 out of 5. Michigan beat Penn State handily, 42-7. Alabama beat LSU 29-0. I don't think that was a surprise there. I took Wake Forest. That was the only game I lost, and Syracuse won 41-24. I didn't really think Syracuse was for real, but they are a ranked team now, so they are I don't know if they're going to make it to the ACC championship game. They could play Clemson. I don't know if they're in the same division or not, but don't hold me to that. West Virginia beat Texas. Sorry, Longhorns fans, 42-41. And Georgia beat Kentucky 34-17. So we will have a rematch of the national championship in the SEC championship game by virtue of Alabama and Georgia winning. They will face each other in 4 or 5 weeks in Atlanta for the SEC title game. So moving ahead to this week, I looked at a couple of games and I was like, I really got to scratch to find a couple of good matchups here. So I went with just couple of the Power 5 teams, and then a ACC independent game here. So I went Ohio State playing Michigan State, Florida State at Notre Dame, Oklahoma State, Oklahoma, and Clemson and Boston College. Clemson and Boston College is the Saturday night game on ABC. Oklahoma State, Oklahoma looks to be a pretty good matchup. A Big Ten matchup between Ohio State and Michigan State, and could be the first time in, I think it's been I don't know the exact years, but if Florida State needs to win 2 out of their next 3 football games just to be bowl eligible, they are 4-5 right now. So without further ado, Ohio State, Michigan State. I will take Michigan State. I think Ohio State going on the road into a tough Big Ten environment. You see they didn't do very well against Purdue. I think Michigan State takes it from them. Michigan State, a very underrated team in the Big Ten this year. I think they got off to a kind of a slow start, and they're starting to find their groove. They play Ohio State tough, and hopefully they can get the win in that one. So I'll take Michigan State. Florida State and Notre Dame. I think I'm going to go with Notre Dame. I think Notre Dame rides their way to runs the table and rides their way to the playoff. Of course, playoff rankings come out tonight on 7 p.m. on ESPN. Oklahoma State, Oklahoma. I like Oklahoma in that game. And then Clemson and Boston College. I like Clemson to beat Boston College. And if I were to make a top 4 prediction, I think it would be Alabama, Clemson. Looking at a couple of the other teams that I would think would be up there, probably Alabama, Clemson, Notre Dame, Michigan would be the top 4. I think that would be the top 4, just because of LSU losing to Alabama 29-0. But I think it is going to be interesting to see. I will make a bold prediction. I think there will be a 2-loss team in the playoff, just the way how everything's good. I don't think there's going to be all undefeated teams. There's going to be at least a 1-loss team in there. I just don't see there being. I think there might be a 2-loss team in there, just the way how things are working out right now. So, all right, we look to the NFL, and I got only one game right last week. I went 1 out of 5. San Francisco beat Oakland 34-30, and a backup third-string quarterback comes in and just annihilates the Raiders. And so I took the 49ers in that. I don't even know who this guy is. He looks pretty good, so I think 49ers would say, why not give him a shot? Jimmy G is their quarterback of the future, but let's see what they have on the bench. Excuse me. I lost the Pittsburgh-Baltimore game. Pittsburgh ended up winning that one 23-16. Early reports are Le'Veon Bell might be returning. I don't think he's going to return this week. He did bid farewell to his family, Miami. He has to report by next Tuesday at 4 o'clock, or otherwise he will not be eligible to play this season. And that's a potential lose out on money. So it'll be interesting to see how that goes. New Orleans gives the Rams their first loss of the season, so there'll be no perfect season in the NFL. So the 72 Dolphins are safe, at least for another year. And the Saints beat them 45-35. Good game by Michael Thomas there. 12 catches for 221 yards and a touchdown. Drew Brees had a great day. Alvin Kamara had a great day. Saints needed to do what they had to pretty much pitch a perfect game on offense to keep up with the Rams. Rams are 8-1. Saints are 7-1. And I got the feeling that this won't be the last time they meet up. I think they're going to meet up in the postseason at some point. And a very, very tough and a very intriguing win, because now they got the tiebreaker over the Rams when it comes to playoff time. So if these teams went out, Saints would have the home field advantage throughout the playoffs. And right now the top 3 teams in the NFC are the Rams, Saints, and the Panthers. So, and that's interesting because the Panthers are in the same division as the Saints. So, New England beats Green Bay 31-17 on Sunday night. It was a close game. That was probably the only game I watched from start to finish this whole week. Green Bay got close, a little fumble there at the beginning of the fourth quarter, then New England kind of pulled away from there. Interesting, very good game. I think Green Bay at 3-4-1, still in the hunt, but needing a desperate time for a win this upcoming week, and we'll discuss that in a second. And then Tennessee beating the Cowboys last night, 28-14. Dallas falls to 3-5. Tennessee ups the record to 4-4. A huge win for the Titans. Either team needing that win. Dallas is still in the hunt in the NFC East by virtue of Washington losing to Atlanta, which is a surprise. Philly's at 4-4. Washington does fall to, I think, 4-3. Yeah, I think they're 4-3 now. But big loss for the Cowboys to lose that game, and they will drop to 3-5. They have to go to Philly next Sunday night. Houston goes to 6-3. They've now won 6 in a row after a 0-3 start over Denver, 19-17. Chargers are 6-2. Let's not forget about them. So, Carolina won, Miami won, Minnesota won, Kansas City won, Atlanta, Chicago, Pittsburgh, San Francisco. So, and we got a couple of teams on the bye this week. Baltimore at 4-5, I think. Denver 3-6, Houston 6-3, and Minnesota at 5-3-1. So remember how we do this? We're going to be picking these games. We're going to do stickers. So the Sunday night, it'll be Thursday night, which is, I think, one of the better matchups Let me just organize these in order here a little bit. So I think this game is actually one of the better matchups of the week. Um, I think New Orleans and Cincinnati would be a good matchup, but I didn't pick that game. I just went with kind of who I would thought be entertaining. Obviously, I did not pick an upset pick last week on here, and I'm not picking the upset pick this week on here. But last week my upset would have been Detroit over Minnesota. That didn't happen. Minnesota won 24-9. So, and this week my upset would be Tennessee over New England. Like I said, it may not happen. Tennessee 4-2 going up against 4-4 going up against the 7-2 New England. So I was just looking at a couple of the games on there, and I thought that maybe the best chance of winning would be Tennessee over the Patriots. But let's go with the first game, which is the Carolina Panthers at the Pittsburgh Steelers. I like Pittsburgh in this matchup. I just think that they're coming along real strong. This is going to be a fantastic football game. If you got a chance to really sit down and watch this game, I think it's going to be a good game. Probably late 20s, early 30s in the score. Both defenses are starting to come around a little bit, but when you got Ben Roethlisberger, Cam Newton, you just be like, John Madden, you're going to watch some football. So I really think this is going to be a very good game. It could go either way. It really could, because both these teams are coming in with really good records, and they're hitting at the right time. Next game is the Dolphins at the Packers. Best friend is a Dolphins fan going up against Green Bay. This is one of the games I set aside and wanted to pick, and I am taking Green Bay at home to win this game. And funny thing about the Packers this season is they are unbeaten at home, but winless on the road. 0-4 on the road, 3-0-1 at home. So keep that up. We're going to be 7-8-1 in the year. So who knows? All right, next game is going to be Seattle at the Rams. That'll be a 4 o'clock matchup. So is the Green Bay game. That got flexed to 4 o'clock too. So let's look at this. I'm looking at something here. Okay, and so the Rams are hosting the Seahawks. I take the Rams to beat the Seahawks. I love Russell Wilson to death, but he just does not have a lot around him right now. Some injuries at the running back position, wide receiver play. Since Golden Tate has left, I really do think Doug Baldwin not being there is making a huge impact on that receiving game. Wilson has to do it pretty much all himself, so I do feel bad for him in that sense. So I will take the Rams at home against the Seahawks. And that was a pretty good matchup a few weeks ago in Seattle. All right, the Sunday night game is going to be the Cowboys at the Eagles. I am taking the defending Super Bowl champ Eagles to win that game. And the last game of the week is probably one of the most boringest games, just like last Thursday night, is the Giants at the 49ers. And I'm going to go 49ers. I just like the way this quarterback looks. I think there's a lot more problems in New York. They feel like they have a lot more high expectations. I think San Francisco's expectations went away after Garoppolo left. They are still playing competitive. They are playing pretty good. I think they're just going out there and saying, what the heck, let's just go out there and play football. So, all right. Thank you so much for watching for this week. We'll keep tabs on what's going on in other sports. Also, forgot real quick, NASCAR playoffs. We're down to the final 2 races. This is the last round of the round of 8 until they get to the championship 4. Joey Logano and Kevin Harvick have already won races to transfer into that championship 4. There's 2 spots remaining for 6 drivers, most of whom needing a win. If it stays true how it is, it would be Logano and Harvick getting in on wins. Getting in on points would be Kyle Busch and Martin Truex Jr. But, like I said, the win would knock somebody out. And right now they're saying Kyle Busch is the one struggling right now to get finishes. And Truex right now is a little bit distraught after that bump by Joey Logano at Martinsville. So let's see what happens. I am taking Truex to win at Phoenix. I think I'm going to ride Truex the rest of this year. Just think, if he's not in the championship 4, I might see what else happens there. But so, is there anything else? No, I don't think so. So thank you so much for watching this week. I know the lighting's a little different, but I just wanted to get this video out there. Stay tuned. We got Team Up Tuesdays we're uploading. Don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel. Keep notifications on what's going on. you never know when I might post a video, that side video. So just letting you all know it could happen. It won't happen this week. It could happen next week or the week after, but definitely before Thanksgiving. Make sure to go like and subscribe to Wake and Play. That's my friend Scott Horton. And don't forget, I got a Twitch account too. Carl2188 is my tag there. And all right, guys, you all have a fantastic rest of your week. Don't forget, go out and vote. And I'll see you next week.